Okay, so I'm going to explain like how I derive at all my answers. Firstly, this is my imported data, and for the first question, they said to find the median for the variable mean pressure and mean of the dew point. So what I did was to copy the whole part of this and then just type in average equals to, and then just copy the whole part of this, and then I got this answer as you can see here. For I did the same for mean of dew point as well. Yeah, so you just copy this whole column here and then you just type in average equals to, and then you will get this answer. So for part B, plot the average daily rainfall amount with a bar chart for each month in the year. So basically what I did was I calculated the average of each month. So for let's say for January, from here all the way to here, I calculated the average for January and did the same for all the months. And then after that, I just highlight this whole part, and then I just plot this graph right here. Yeah. And then for the third part C, it says to plot the average daily mean temperature for each month in the year as well. So all I did was take this whole part for January and then calculate the average, and I did the same for the 12 months, and after which I just plot the mean temperature right here. So as you can see, these are all the statistics that I calculated. So discuss your findings in B and C. The average rainfall amount was about 3 millimeters in January, which dropped to like less than 1 millimeter in February, as you can see right here. And then it gradually increased to 6 millimeters in August and dropped again. So the average amount of rainfall in December rose to the highest. Yeah, as for mean temperature, it was a bit lesser than 27 degrees, and then it actually went up to the highest mean in July, which is over 29 degrees, as you can see here. Then it gradually slowly decreased in December. So for part 2, the task was to construct a 95% confidence interval to find out the mean daily max temperature in Singapore. So for confidence interval, the things you need are the x bar, which is the average, the z alpha 2, the standard deviation, and the sample size. So what I did to find confidence interval was I took x bar, as you can see here, minus z alpha 2, then I times standard deviation over square root of the sample size to get two answers. The reason why there's two answers is because one is minus and one is plus. And for part 2F, determine if the report's claim is true at 5% level of significance. This one is testing us on hypothesis testing. So for hypothesis testing, there are 4 steps to it. The first step is to write out the null and alternative hypothesis. So the null is the mean is equals to 31.7. Alternative is not equals to 31.7. And the alpha here is at 5% level of significance. So step 2 is to find the critical values. How I did that was to this function right here, and then I just key in the probability that the middle part of the whole curve, and then so for step 3 test statistics, I just applied the formula for z star, which is x bar minus now over standard deviation divide by square root of the sample size, which is n. So I just plug in the values to get my answer here. So for the conclusion, since the value over here, which is the test statistics, is more than the critical value right here, it lies in the rejection region. Therefore, we have like enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis at 5% level of significance, which is 31.7.